If your body does not grow to its full size, neither will your brains. Even their skeletal system has not grown to full size. Or in other words, we are producing a totally underdeveloped humanity.
All the resources there, all the food is there, all the technology is there, all the means are there, only human willingness is not there. It is just a human failure.
We are going to be an enormous disaster, it's waiting, it's a silent bomb, it doesn't make noise.
People on the planet are hungry. Many are malnourished and hungry on the planet. It's estimated nearly 30% of the population is malnourished on the planet, not enough food. Not because there is not enough food. In the year 2014, the statistics taken shows that in that year we produced food for 18 billion people. We were only 6.8 billion people on that day, but we had food for 18 billion people, still 30% doesn't get to eat. So it's not because of failure of agriculture, it is because of failure of human heart. So, you stood up and used the word love. Instead of just directing at me, I'm doing fine. If you can direct it at the world and see what can be done out of your love, if love finds action, this 30% wouldn't be hungry. If there was no food on the planet, that's a different matter. When we are having food 3 times over than what we actually need, and still 30% is hungry, it is just a human failure, not agricultural failure, isn't it? If you ask the farmers to produce double of what they are producing right now, I'm telling you within 2 years it will happen. But how to get it to those people who don't have food to eat, that's a big question, because there are markets, there are vested interests, there are nations which will come in the way. So, at one time, when I was at the World Economic Forum, the leaders of the World Economic Forum heard me in many sessions and then they said, Sadhguru, if there's one thing we can do for you, which will transform this world, what is it? I said, see, I will name 25 people. You give them to me for 5 days. You will see within 2 to 3 years, there will be a phenomenal change on the planet. They asked, who are these 25 people? I named the 25 heads of states of the important nations on the planet. I said, give me these 25 people for 5 days. If you are a regular human being, in 2 to 3 days I can do it. Because you're a politician, I need 5 days. 5 days. Leave them with me. I will see that in 2 to 3 years' time, the world is a different place, because all the resources there, all the food is there, all the technology is there, all the means are there, only human willingness is not there. How long should it take to make human beings willing? If 25 leaders on the planet make up their mind, you can make sure everybody is eating enough. Every child can go to bed with a full stomach. It's possible, in a matter of 2 years it can be done. It doesn't take decades to do it, because food is there, technology is there, transportation means are there, everything is there. Never before in the history of humanity we had these things. Even 25 years ago it was not possible, but today for the first time we have it all. The question is only, you and me, as a generation of people, will we make it happen or will we just sit at home and crib? Will we just sit at home and complain and cry about it, or will we stand up and make it happen in whatever capacity we can? That's all the question is.
Yes, it's a serious problem. and an unfortunate problem. The only thing that you have is people. If these people are well-nourished, competent, inspired, this can be the greatest miracle. But right now, 60% of India's population, even their skeletal system has not grown to full size. Or in other words, we are producing a totally underdeveloped humanity. If your body does not grow to its full size, neither will your brains. There's medical evidence to show that first 4 years of your life, if you did not get the necessary nourishment, your brain is approximately 60% of what it should be. So with half-brained people, the next generation, what nation are you going to build? You're going to be a big disaster. If you don't fix nourishment, we are going to be an enormous disaster. It's waiting, it's a silent bomb. It doesn't make noise. Very quietly, it's going to implode upon us. So this is something that has to be fixed on a war footing, must be. Whenever I speak to a lot of people, not all of them, many of them, you talk about nourishment, you say, you know what, my maid's children, they were so malnourished, 3 of them, every Sunday we feed them. These kind of stories I've heard of great compassion and love. So, there is a whole culture of doing something for your satisfaction or doing something because you want to buy a ticket to heaven. I want people to come to a place where you being fulfilled should happen within you. If you want to go to heaven, please leave. But if you want to be a solution, there's another way to work.
Right.
I fed 2 children and I feel very happy. It's all right, I appreciate that. I'm glad for those 2 children. But this is not a solution, this is only for satisfaction. So it's time, at least those people who are in a certain level of capability, I would say, when I say capability, all of you are thinking, oh, okay, some big corporate leader. I'm saying all of you are in a certain level of capability who should see how to bring a solution, not do something for your silly satisfaction. You can be satisfied by eating food, by simply sitting quietly, by sleeping well, doing whatever. Satisfaction need not come through somebody else's suffering, you know. Somebody is suffering, that is not the basis of your suffering. And if you buy a ticket to heaven through that suffering, I don't know, heaven will turn into hell probably for you. I hope it does.